Hey everybody, this is Shirley Senn, and we are here at the 2026 GAC, and in particular we are at the conclusion of the Inclusive CDFI Roundtable. And wanted to tell you, this is Shirley on the Street, CU Spotlight, and we want to take a little bit of time to obviously talk about financial inclusion in the credit union space. And when we think about our mission of people helping people, it goes just beyond obviously opening accounts and so forth. It's really making sure that every person has access to financial empowerment. And I'm delighted to have Steve with me from Point West Credit Union. And why don't you tell us a little bit, Steve, about, I know you guys are a CDFI, you're very entrenched in your communities, what you guys are doing to help in that way of financial inclusion.
Yeah, so Point West has been a CDFI now for about a dozen years, but our work in the community goes much further back than that. We primarily work with underserved communities, especially the immigrant community in the Portland metro area, and it's at the heart of everything we do. It's where we try and get our employees from. It's the community partners that we connect with. Because at the end of the day, I think what credit unions are here to do is to be a way to be a catalyst for change in our communities, and that's what Point West is trying to do.
You guys are not a big credit union, but like I said, you're doing big things. What was the vision and mission around why you're doing the things you're doing in your community other than just needs?
Well, I think, you look at a city like Portland, Oregon, and you don't think of necessarily it being a very diverse place. And by and large, it's 70% white population. But Point West itself has looked different. We've merged with the NAACP Credit Union back in the 1990s, Hacienda Community Credit Union in the early 2000s. And so we looked different than a lot of the rest of the community. And when you actually peel back the layers a bit, you see that Portland is actually a very diverse community. And just like any other major metropolitan area, they face challenges accessing home ownership, accessing accounts, building credit. And so those are the things that we really said, what if we could be the financial institution that reaches out to communities that feel shut out by traditional financial services and build a stable, thriving credit union on supporting those folks.
Awesome. Well, I know we use the word empathy in our industry and movement for something that's very passionate, but how do you guys integrate empathy into what you're doing?
Empathy is everything. I hate to say, we try not to ever say no, but not yet. And here's how we get there, right? If we say no to people, when we looked at how do we open accounts for folks, if we say no, what are we asking them to go do, right? Where are they going to have to go? And so we try and lens every decision we make about who we give access to and what kind of access it is around what would we want for our family, what would we want for our neighbors, and make sure that we're trying to be inclusive and equitable when it comes to giving access and empathize with people's experiences. Because if I have fraud on my check systems report, maybe it was that between that and paying bills or putting food on the table, right? There's lots of reasons why people do things that traditionally we'd say is bad. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. Right. And so we have to kind of take a step back. We talk about being strategically inefficient in ways. And one of those is making sure that we have time for those conversations to kind of dig into what led to where they are and how do we get them out.
That's so important. I know for us at New Orleans Firemen's, I'm sure it's the same way with Point West, that the partners we're working with as well, we like to ensure that they have that empathy. Absolutely. And I don't think we could get any better than working with a partner like empathy.
We appreciate having the invitation.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I want to say thank you to Empathy for sponsoring CU Spotlight and Shirley on the Street. And thanks everybody for watching, and you guys have a good day.